A magnitude 7.1 earthquake rocked Davao Oriental and nearby areas earlier this morning. Cebu City's health department says it is possible that there already is community transmission of the Delta variant in the Queen City of the South. The OCTA research team warns, given the current trend in COVID-19 infections, the enhanced community quarantine in Metro Manila may be extended. Some cities report missing names from the beneficiary list during the distribution of cash aid or ayuda in Metro Manila. And Belo Medical Group responds after its pandemic effect ad was heavily criticized on social media. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. Kicking off today's newscast with a magnitude 7.1 quake rocking parts of Mindanao earlier this morning. The epicenter of the tectonic earthquake was at Governor Generoso in Davao Oriental. PVOX initially recorded the quake to be at Metro City with a magnitude of 7.3. The agency expects damage and aftershocks following the earthquake, but it did not raise any tsunami alert in connection with the tectonic activity. Up to intensity 5 was felt in Governor Generoso, Metro City, Bagang and Lupon, Davao Oriental. The same is true for Tagum City, Panabo City, and Carmen City in Davao del Norte, as well as in Alabel and Malungon in Sarangani, as well as General Santos City. Intensity 4 was also felt in parts of South Cotabato, including Coronadal City, Tampakan, Tupi, and Polomolo. Likewise, it was also felt in Glan, Malapatan, and Kiamba in Sarangani, as well as Davao City, Kiblawan, Davao del Sur, and Moncayo in Davao de Oro. Intensity 3, 2, and 1 were also recorded following the quake in Davao Oriental. The complete list of areas that felt these intensities are now flashed on your screen. Some residents took to social media to report the earthquake. In Metro City, the LGU said no damage has been recorded so far, but they have sent officials to closely monitor the situation. The quake was strong enough to rock entire homes in Davao City, which caused residents to wake up before the break of dawn. Still in Davao City, BPO employees had to evacuate their building after experiencing the quake firsthand. 2 hours passed before they were allowed to return to their office. The Metro City LGU is now monitoring key areas in the city to check for structural damage following that magnitude 7.1 earthquake. To give us the latest on the ground, we have on the line Metro City Information Officer, Mr. Ben Teshorna. Good morning, Sir Ben. Let's start with how is the monitoring going so far? Have you observed any structural damage caused by the earthquake?
Yes, Charles. Immediately after the earthquake, around 1:46 a.m., we activated our barangay disaster units, and we told them to monitor the sea level in case there is a tsunami. But once the PVOX lifted the tsunami threat warning, so we told them to check the buildings, public places, and public parks for possible structural damages. So far, as of 5 a.m. this morning, we haven't received any report on injuries or structural damages on public buildings. As to the private buildings, we will have to check on them this morning once they are open. Charles.
Sir Ben, that being said, would you know of any residents who had to flee their homes perhaps or evacuate in the aftermath of this quake? And in any case, how are you preparing for any further aftershocks that may follow?
Actually, there were reported aftershocks by PVOX, but it was barely, it was not felt by the residents in Mate because the strongest aftershock is so far 4.1 magnitude, so barely felt by the residents here.
Right, Sir Ben, in any case, how is the local government ready to help those who may be reporting some problems in relation to this quake as regards damage to their homes and might need some evacuation assistance?
We will have to wait for the report, Charles. Though. First, we will check on the public buildings and the private buildings where people will have to report to officers, especially. Then we will wait for reports for structural damages on houses. We'll see if if the city of Mati LGU can provide some assistance to the households that have been damaged by the quake.
Yes, and we pray that the worst is over. Thank you and keep safe. That was Mati City Information Officer, Mr. Ben Tishorna. More and more residents of Cebu City are scrambling to get vaccinated against COVID-19. This as their local health department is fearing the worst, community transmission of the Delta variant. Gemma Vansenia has the big story.
Cebuanos hesitant to get vaccinated had a change of heart after 11 localities in the province were placed under MECQ due to a rapid rise in cases. These residents in Lapu-Lapu City lined up at a mobile vaccination service.
Mamayan po na magpabaksin na lang yun.
Sir, okay lang sa inyo medyo taas ang pila, medyo igang, okay lang?
Okay lang, 1 taon lang, basta mahuman lang.
Just like the rest of the country, Cebu has been dealing with cases of the more contagious Delta variant. DOH Region 7 Chief Pathologist Dr. Mary Jean Loreche said that of the 123 samples collected in the first week of July, 36 tested positive for the Delta variant. Loreche is now assuming the worst, a community transmission of Delta in the province.
Yung mga nag-positive sa ating Delta variant are actually people who has no history of travel. Neither do they have histories of contacts with a confirmed positive Delta variant person who is an OFW or an ROF. Na lahat po yung nilabas ng Philippine Genomic Center na mga Delta variant cases natin dito ay we would say na local transmission po ito or community.
Loreche noted that the increase in COVID-19 cases in the region was due to its open borders, pandemic fatigue, and the public's violation of minimum health standards.
11 months tayo mahigit na naging MGCQ, ang mga tao kasi para bang nagkaroon na ng COVID fatigue and then very open ang ating mga borders. So nawala po masyado yung pagiging stricto nila sa kanilang mga sarili. Hetong mga may bakuna na, no, lalong-lalo na yung medyo mga kabataan pa. Nakalimutan nila na ang to be completely vaccinated is not a license for them not to be being in a mass gathering.
According to the Cebu City Health Office, it doesn't help that some are still hesitant to get vaccinated.
The reason, we do not know, or yung marinig nila ba sa radyo, yung mga kapitbahay nila, kung ano-ano lang yung marinig nila. But with regards to the output dito sa Cebu, I think it's improving.
Ibones likewise revealed that Cebu City is in need of medical practitioners as they combat the COVID-19 surge.
I hope na yung mga medical practitioners, doctors, nurses, medtech, midwives, hopefully yung nag-swear sila na they should do service for the people. I hope nga ito na talaga yung panahon.
For News 5, Gemma Vansenia, we are One News.
Cebu City's Emergency Operations Center reports that the current surge in cases in the city is no longer targeting a specific age bracket. Emergency Ops Center head Joel Garganera says COVID cases in Cebu City are now more spread out and started to affect those who weren't previously tagged as vulnerable sectors. He also said patients who caught the virus during the current surge deteriorated faster. And Garganera also admitted that recruitment of health workers remains a major hurdle for the city's COVID-19 response.
The DOH and of course the Cebu City government, we are into recruitment, but unfortunately, very few took the challenge. Like it's really a challenge for us to recruit more nurses. Yes, we have around 72% yung occupancy namin sa aming COVID ward. But then the remaining 20 plus, it's not because they are not yet occupied. Yes, the beds are there, but we have no personnel, medical personnel to man them.
The OCTA research group said the government's quick imposition of stricter lockdowns has prevented a worse surge in the country. OCTA's Guido David told One News' sa totoo lang, the COVID-19 cases in Metro Manila could have hit 4,000 if not for the ECQ. But despite this, David also said that it is still possible for the government to extend strict lockdowns in some areas.
Posible talagang mag-extend. So ayaw naman natin pangunahan. I'm just saying na, yeah, I mean, they're seeing other things. What we're seeing, baka nasa 2,000 plus cases pa rin tayo sa NCR per day by August 20. That could happen, yeah, but we'll have to wait.
In other news, LGUs were more or less ready for the start of cash assistance distribution in Metro Manila. JC Cosico gives us a recap of what happened during yesterday's DOLA.
Cash aid recipients were early birds in Barangay San Isidro in Parañaque City. Even Jordan, who has difficulty walking, patiently waited for the payout. He says the 3,000 peso cash he'll receive is already a lot after he lost his job as a masseur.
Yung wala pa isip ko, nakakatulong po yung pag-massage ko. Nung may trabaho po ako, nakakatulong po ako sa mga pambayad sa mga bayad kuryente, tubig. Ngayon po, wala po.
Problems of missing names and the beneficiary list were also present. The city has a grievance committee to handle such matters.
Mga nakaraan po, after 5 days, nagagawa naman po ng paraanan ng city. As long as na sila po ay qualified na makatanggap po ng ayuda.
Parañaque City received over 500 million pesos for the ECQ ayuda, enough for around 139,000 households. Distributions are scheduled to avoid crowding. In San Juan City, only 100 beneficiaries are allowed inside the payout center per hour. The LGU also had an inoculation site present so that unvaccinated beneficiaries may also get their jab. Over in Quezon City, beneficiaries didn't mind the drizzle just to get the promised cash assistance.
Kasi nadala na kami. Last na kuhaan nito, yung 4 din yun eh. Yung last na nagpila kami dito, pumila kami sa tamang oras namin. 1 o'clock. Nakauwi kami, alas 3 na ng madaling araw.
Some residents favor the current payout system.
Hindi ka tulad ng last time na pero ngayon maganda na ang flow kasi ang mga tao ngayon natuto na rin na mag-social distancing tapos may face shield, face mask.
Around 80,000 individuals are eligible to receive cash aid in Barangay Old Balara. The list is alphabetical and payouts are done by batches. The DSWD says LGUs have 15 days to finish the distribution of ayuda. LGUs may request for an extension.
Alam naman natin, merong mga malalaking mga syudad ang number compared sa mga iba.
LGUs also have the discretion to continue payouts beyond curfew hours, but health protocols must be ensured. For News 5, JC Cosico, we are One News.
The Belo Medical Group vows to do better and learn from experience after the recent ad sparked some controversy online. Nick Garcia with the report.
Gigil is at it again with an eccentric ad, this time for the Belo Medical Group. But instead of amuse or wonder, the ad sparked anger. In pandemic effect, a conventionally attractive woman is watching news about the ever-worsening public health crisis. In seconds, she develops eye bags, grows facial and body hair, experiences acne breakout, and gains weight. Then Belo's message comes out. Tough times call for beautiful measures. Netizens were quick to criticize the ad for being insensitive and tone-deaf against women and everyone with health issues and physical insecurities. They also pointed out that the real pandemic effects are unemployment, COVID deaths, poor government response, and mental health concerns. Belo has since deleted the ad and apologized, vowing to commit themselves to learning from the upsetting incident. Nick Garcia, we are One News.
Here are the stories to watch out for later today. The World Health Organization is set to begin a solidarity trial for 3 new drugs for COVID-19 treatment. A number of LGUs report that they have yet to receive funds for their ayuda. And youth groups will be filing a petition for the COMELEC to extend voters' registration. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again later at 10 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.